Welcome, you're now live from the shed end with myself, Theo. As always, I hope you're all doing well on this Sunday. Yeah, I don't even know where to start with this one, but if you're new to the channel, let's start with that one. If you're new to the channel, make sure you go to the channel, subscribe, hit the links in the description, the Linktree link. Make sure you go to Spotify. Make sure just make sure you give some love to the channel as always. Yeah, what can I say? Newcastle 4, Chelsea 1. A performance that was below the normal. I'm going to say the normal, but no, this is the normal. The normal now for us is to lose games emphatically, to fold like a deck chair. We just were poor. All over. But as I said, make sure you go to the social accounts. Make sure you go to the Twitter account, the Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Make sure you go on there if you want some more content. Make sure you go listen to the audio podcast version of the podcast as well. But yeah, I mean, let's go back to yesterday's game. I mean, how do we start? Where do we start with that performance? Let's start with the lineup. Because I don't think there was many surprises really. Robert Sanchez was in goal, Reece James right back, Thiago Silva and Badia Shield were the centre backs, with Marco Correa as left back. Enzo Fernandez and Leslie Ogochukwu were in the midfield, with Raheem Sterling, Conor Gallagher, Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson ahead of them as well. I'll be honest, I was slightly surprised with the fact that Leslie Ogochukwu was in the team, but when you obviously Moises Caicedo coming back very late from international duties with Ecuador, it did make sense for that. I did see that, but I looked at the Newcastle team and I thought, yeah, we should beat them. We're going to beat these. I thought, yeah, you look at the team that Newcastle put out. Obviously, they had a lot of suspensions, injuries, but they had there was a who played very well, a youngster 17 called Lewis Miley, played really well. Gordon, Nick Pope, obviously Kieran Trippier, Jamal Lascelles, Fabian Schär, Tino Livramento, Bruno Guimaraes, Joel Linton, Almiron, Isak and Gordon in their team. And I looked at the team and I thought, we can do away with them. We can beat them. I was confident going into the game until the game kicked off. Because at that point I thought, yeah, we're not winning this game. The first goal that Newcastle scored, I mean, basic stuff. Let's talk about defense. Basic defending. Basic stuff that they teach you in school. I've been here before. This is deja vu. They teach you this stuff in school. They teach you how to defend in school. Yeah? As a line. A whole line. If one of you isn't in sync with that line and you're not in transition together, you're going to play someone on side. And that's what Marco Correa does. Beautiful ball through from the youngster, as I said, for Newcastle to play through Isak. Brilliant. But if Marco Correa just steps forward, just look where you are. Look at where you are on the pitch. You're too deep. You're playing someone on side who's on goal threat. Isak, he doesn't miss. You got to do better. You've got to do better in that situation. You can't allow someone, that was what, 13 minutes into the game. 13 minutes into the game, we couldn't keep control of the ball. We couldn't get hold of the ball, get the possession, couldn't get out of our own half. We looked flustered after 13 minutes of football against Newcastle. A Newcastle team that had 3 goalkeepers on the bench, 2 youngsters on their bench. We looked defeated already after 13 minutes. And then I looked around and I thought, how are we losing this game? And then I thought back to some of the other games. I thought back to Manchester City. We let 4 goals in. Yesterday, we let 4. There's 8 goals already in the last 2 games. Now, everyone will say we've scored, 10 goals, I think, in our last 3 games. 4 against Spurs, 4 against City, 1 yesterday against Newcastle. But if you want to win stuff, you want to go Champions League spots, you want to win trophies, you can't afford to drop 9 goals. You can't let 9 goals in 3 games. You just can't do it. Defensively, we were poor. Every single player in that defence should hang their heads in shame. We're going to get on to Reece James. Thiago Silva. There was a moment in the game when I don't know what went through Thiago Silva's head. And I think it was Anthony Gordon was chasing him down. The ball's almost near the corner. I don't know what Thiago Silva's thinking or why he's attempting this. He almost skills himself. I don't know what he was trying to do, whether he just had a moment of madness and just tries to... But it did make me wonder, and I did say this last season, and I'm going to say it again now. We should not be playing Thiago Silva week in, week out. He should not be in that team, not because I don't think he's good enough, but I think we've brought players in. We've brought in the Desazis, we've brought in Badia Shill, we've got Levi Colwell there. You know, we've got Wesley Fofana coming back into the fold as well. He should not be playing week in, week out. He's 39 years of age. He's close to 40 years of age, and we're still using him as a regular centre-back. Now, I'm not saying that he was at fault for everything yesterday, but he was the most experienced person in that defensive line for me yesterday, and he has to step up and be held accountable just as much as Reece James. We're going to get on to him in a minute, but just as much as Reece James, just as much as Badia Shill, just as much as Cucurella. But his experience, I expected so much more from Thiago Silva. I expected so much more from him because I know he's got the levels to do it. He has been a world-class centre-back. So for him to play as bad as he did yesterday, I knew we weren't winning that game. I don't know what he tried to do on the edge of that, in that small corner of the pitch. I don't know what he was doing, but it didn't work. And that's when I thought, yeah, we're not winning. Credit to Raheem Sterling. Credit to him. Because the free kick was amazing. The free kick was amazing, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. And to be honest as well, up until then, we didn't look like we were going to score anyway. If you think back to that free kick, when Sterling won the free kick, you know, he was through in on goal. I think it was Trippier that pulls him back. I think Cole Palmer's running towards his right. You know, he had an option with there. And then, you know, a couple of years ago, Sterling would have buried that. Sterling puts that in the back of the net. He's not looking for the foul. He's off. He's gone. That's 1-1. Easy. Nicholas Jackson, another one. Another player that just doesn't... He's not... I mean, look, I was the first one to say, give him a chance. Give him a chance. Let's see what Nicholas Jackson can do. We brought him in. You know, he didn't come with this big, massive fee around him. And I said, let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. You know, he started okay in the preseason. Let's see what he can do in the league. He hasn't done nothing. That hat-trick against Tottenham doesn't mean anything to me. Because when you play week in, week out, you have to do that week in, week out. You can't do it once against Tottenham. Grab a goal against City and think that that's okay. You're the number 9. You're the striker that gets the goals, 20 to 25 goals a season. That is your job. If you can't do that, you've got to get out of the team. You've got to get out of the team because I've just already said to you, we were letting in goals left, right, centre. We've let in about 9-10 goals already, 9 goals in our last 3 games. So theoretically on that maths, we have to score at least 11 goals just to win games. It's not good enough. You can't be the number 9 striker and not be able to bury the ball. When you got a chance on goal, he had 3-4 chances yesterday. There was a brilliant 1-2. The weight of the ball that Sterling passes back to Jackson. Hits it first time on the volley. Give the goalkeeper, give Pope something to do. Takes 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch. Before you know it, we've lost the ball and the ball's on the other end of the pitch and they're looking like they're going to score. This is poor from us. We can't keep doing this. This is embarrassing. This is, at this point now, this is embarrassing. And I read a stat this morning and I haven't fact checked it, so I don't know if it's entirely true. But I read that we've won 9 games, Premier League games, under Todd Bowley since he took over the club, May 2022. 9 games. That is ridiculous. If that's true, and I'm going to fact check it afterwards, but if that's true, then we are poor. We deserve everything we're going through right now. We do. We deserve. We can't think we're up there with the Cities and the Liverpools, because we're not. We're down there with the Evertons and the Bournemouths and the Fulhams. That's our level now. That's where we are, because defensively and attacking wise, I don't see how we can even, we can't score goals. And when we score goals, we let 5 in. And then when we've got a nice little 1-0, 2-0 lead, we let 3 goals in. So we're not even, it doesn't even make any sense what we're doing. I don't get it. I'm so confused by how bad we are. How bad we are. Our performances are shocking at the moment. But let's carry on with the game. Let's carry on from the game. Because yesterday I did feel that the ref, for me, at one point, I felt the ref lost control of the game. And I'm not blaming the ref for the result or the performance, because we've done that to ourselves. But I think there was moments in the game. I remember Joe Linton sort of with Reece James. For me, could have got that VAR, but it is what it is. I'm not even blaming the ref. You can't rely on a ref to win a game. But for us, Reece James, captain, Cobham, they told me he was the best. Cobham, finest, they told me. Reece James, you're kicking the ball away. You're the captain of the club. You've got to set a standard for the other players around you. You're the captain of Chelsea Football Club. You have to set a standard for the other players around you. You can't kick the ball away in dissent. You can't do that. And then to lose the ball afterwards for a second yellow that was avoidable. 2 avoidable yellow cards. We now miss him against Brighton. Raheem Sterling, the same thing. Kicking the ball away. It's things that you don't want to see from your more professional, or the players that are supposed to be more professional. I expect that from some of the youngsters, but not Raheem Sterling. 4 times Premier League winner, Raheem Sterling. Reece James, who's played at the top level. I don't expect that. You can't be the captain of a club and show that much petulance in a game. Especially the way the game was going. I wouldn't mind if we were 5-6-0 up. Then yeah, maybe. But when you're under the cosh and you need to get a result, and your manager sat in the stands because he's got 3 yellow cards and he isn't giving us the discipline that we need as a team, you've got to step up to the plate and be right. Look, I'm the captain. Reece James. I'll be honest. I'm at the point where we need to start thinking about getting rid of Reece James. We have to consider getting rid of Reece James. If Real Madrid come knocking, with all the injuries that he's had, and I don't know whether it's things off field with Reece James, or because he loves to post these cryptic messages and whatever else, and how he's dealing with things outside of football, then so be it. But I think we need to have a conversation about Reece James leaving the club in the summer, because what has he offered us in the last 2 years? This isn't just 1 or 2 games. This is a consistent now bad patch for Reece James. Injuries, suspensions, not being in the team. You know, when you're a top player, a right back as well, there's not many of them around. You know, you look at Trent yesterday. We talk about Trent defensively, but at least he chips in. At least he's getting goals. At least he's doing something for Liverpool. What did Reece James even do yesterday apart from run around and get sent off? You're meant to be world class, top Chelsea, they told me, top dog. And you're getting sent off in a game which we're under the cosh already. I don't get it. I think we really need to reevaluate his position at the club. I was surprised he got the captaincy anyway, in first instance as well. But we have to seriously consider Reece James as an option to get out. We're going to be under a lot of pressure come FFP come in the summer. There's going to be clubs that want Reece James. If we can get some good money for him, I'd get rid of him, because he hasn't offered us anything really in the last 2 years. And we need to look forward now and look at some of the players that have been at the club now for a long period of time. And if they haven't progressed in terms of their growth, in terms of how we want them to play and gelling into the team and making a statement as part of that team, then get rid of them or don't play them. Because we at this point now, the separation between City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Tottenham, we're going to be so far away from it. We're going to be so far away from it, because you look at Aston Villa, you look at Brighton, you look at the teams that are pushing into those European spots, and we're far, far away from that at the moment already. And we're almost 2 years into what was supposed to be a new project of rebuilding this team, rebuilding this club. And if anyone in the comments when you're watching this, if you can tell me what the vision is, what the progress is, what the project is, if you can tell me that in the comments, then great. But what is the plan? What is our plan? How do we get out of this rut? What was the logic in bringing in all these players and not securing a striker, a goalkeeper of top quality? What was the plan? What is the project going forward? Do we even have one? Are we just throwing shit at the wall and hoping it sticks? Because that's what it feels like as a Chelsea fan right now, that we're just literally watching our team crumble, and we've spent over £1 billion and we still need reinforcements. It's mental. It's mental to me. The other goals, I mean, Jamal Lascelles. First goal, I think, in 2 years for Newcastle. It was almost carbon copy for their Kanji goal against Man City. Poor. No one picks him up. No one's close enough to touch him, to get to him, to do something to stop him from heading that ball. Poor defending again. The third goal, I can't even... It was the worst game. I watched the Man City-Liverpool game, and I remember saying, Alisson's having a stinker of a game here in goal for Liverpool. Thiago Silva, you had a stinker as well. And you haven't even got the excuse of going to the Brazil team because you didn't even go. You stayed here. Poor. I get it as well. And there's a thing that I watched this morning when I rewatched the game, and Cole Palmer. Now, that pass that Cole Palmer gives to Thiago Silva, I'm not saying that he's not capable of dealing with that pass, but he was under pressure, Thiago Silva. He had two players coming towards him at the time when that ball's been played to him. So was there another option that Cole Palmer could have done? Or either way, Thiago Silva, you're 39, you're a world seasoned vet centre-back. You have to deal with that. You have to deal with it. If you're unsure about Sanchez, whether he wants to receive the ball, whether he's on to receive it, kick the ball out. Just kick it out. Don't hesitate, because at that point when you do that, Joe Linton is chasing you down. And you haven't got a chance in hell to catch him, because by the time you realise what's happening, he's already put the ball in the back of the net and Sanchez didn't even do anything. Poor from us. Poor. And the fourth one, Anthony Gordon, lovely little curled ball round. Just poor. I think it was Cucurella at that point. Reece James had been sent off for a second yellow. I think Cucurella was right back at that point. It was just poor from us defensively, attacking wise. The subs didn't make a difference really. I think Mudryk came on, Cole Palmer came on, Broja came on, Caicedo came on. Game's too late, too late. Most of those subs came in the 70th minute, and Cole Palmer came off at the 75th for Levi Colwell. It's too late at that point. It's too late, and now it's a point of what do we do? How do we restore some faith back into this club? And if I'm honest, I don't think we can this season. I think we have to write this season off again and hope that we finish top half of the table. I really do. All this talk about strikers coming in, 100 million for this striker and that striker. We have to get back to reality. We're not getting them. We're not getting a decent goalkeeper. This club, the way that we've structured the club now in terms of the transfers that we've already brought in and the transfers we've let go, we're fucked. We've fucked ourselves in terms of how we've done that. We can't go and spend another 150, 200 million on a striker and a goalkeeper. So we've already fucked ourselves in that situation anyway. Poor. We now sit 10th in the league. Wolves have a game to play. Should they win that, we'll drop into the bottom half of the league. Just looking at the league here, we're actually closer to Luton, who are 17th, than we are to the top four, which is Tottenham on 26 points. We're actually closer to relegation again. We're now at a crucial part. This isn't 3-4 games into a season. This is the most crucial part of our season. The most crucial part of the season. And we sat in 10th. Possibly could go in the bottom half of the table come Monday evening. Poor from us. And look, I get it. We're not going to win every game. But when you get battered 4-1 in the way that we did, no fight from the team, no fight from the players, nothing. Like I said, the most experienced players, Raheem Sterling, Reece James, didn't offer us nothing. Didn't offer us a thing in that game. And that's, I mean, that just shows how poor the season's going for us, because take away the City draw, the Spurs win, the Brighton win, the Fulham, we would actually be relegation form. We'd actually be in the bottom three or just above the bottom three. Going into a game against Man City a couple of seasons ago, we would have gone into that game winning it. The mentality would have been to win the game. Yesterday, we should have gone into that game, and I did go into that game thinking we can beat Newcastle. Not that we might. No, we should beat Newcastle because we're Chelsea. We play good football. We've got the quality players in there already. We should be beating them. The same with Tottenham. I remember the days we never used to go to a ground and think, oh, we should get 3 points here. If we play our game well, we should get 3. No, we used to go, yeah, we're going to go and get 3 points. We're going to collect them. Now you look at the games and you think, boy, I don't know. We've got Brighton next, we've got United, and we've got Everton at Goodison Park, our next 3 games. We could lose all 3. Now, if that happens, I'm not calling for Pochettino's head, but serious questions need to be asked because we're running out of excuses as a club now. We've thrown money at things, it hasn't worked. We've changed the manager, that hasn't worked. We asked for Todd Bowley to step away and not really be involved in the day-to-day or have his face out there. He doesn't seem to be doing that anymore. It's time for these players to wake up and start playing for the badge, playing for the club, having a bit of respect for themselves as well. Some of these players now are on big money. They're on £300,000 a week. Play like you're on 300 grand a week, please. Because this is all this rubbish about running around, kicking the ball away, not scoring the goals, and you've got the opportunity, not playing defensively well. You're a top defender at a top club, a Premier League defender, and you can't defend. It's poor, man. It's absolutely poor. It's poor. And this is 1 game a week. This isn't us thinking about a Tuesday or Wednesday night in the Champions League. This is 1 game a week. I don't even... If we got into the top 4 and we get Champions League next season and we play how we play now in the Champions League, we'd be finished anyway. We wouldn't even get out of the group. So what does it matter about being in the Champions League? I don't want to be in it. If I can't win it and we're not playing at the standard that we need to win that Champions League, what's the point in being in it? Why is everyone chasing to get into top 4 when we can't even win back-to-back games? Again, back to the Potter times when we weren't winning back-to-back games. It's poor. It's poor from us. Poor display. But I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to go and enjoy my Sunday. I'm going to forget about Newcastle and Chelsea. And I'm going to look forward to just enjoying some football again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. Make sure you hit the Linktree link in the description as well. As I said, make sure you follow all the social accounts. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. Give the video a thumbs up. And yeah, we'll be back at some point to do a preview for the Brighton game. Not looking forward to that one, but make sure you enjoy your Sundays and we'll be back soon. Thanks for watching.